Greetings, welcome to Gifted Soul Tarot. I'm going to be doing career reading for Cancer. This reading is for the period 12th to the 19th of April. Let's see what we have on the cards for Cancer. Especially during this uncertain time, this lockdown and the coronavirus and the markets being what they are, people losing their jobs. There's only so much we can do from home, from a satellite office, which makes things particularly difficult. Let's see what we have for Cancer. Nothing wrong with the energy. Hope you're all having a good Easter. I think this has upset everybody's Easter as well, especially those folks that have booked trips away and arranged for family to come over and. Looking for one more card. Overall energy, we've got the Ace of Vessels. Sorry, you can see the Ace of Vessels. A new beginning. So there's definitely a new beginning here. Let's see what we have on the career front. Now then, for Cancer person, we've got the 10 of Vessels. The 10 of Vessels speaks of the unity that one needs to have, especially in terms of our career, in terms of our work. We can't do, the one vessel can't do the job without the other vessel. And so, we need to culminate everybody's skills together, and so that we can get a total, equilibrium and a balance, so that we can do what we need to be doing. So I think that's the main thing for Cancer is, the teamwork, the effective teamwork, the togetherness that's required in any business, any organization, any corporate company. Those that have got their own companies, it's very required for them. So, that's one thing we have to look at. And it may be difficult now because, of our situation, our working from silo offices, and there's only so much we can do at home, as I say, and it makes things difficult. Now, the factors against our career is the Fool card. It speaks of new beginnings. Okay, so this speaks of, having that beginner's mind, having that, the mind of the fool, the beginner's mind, not the fool as per se, but having that beginner's mind, going out there on a limb. Those of you that are entrepreneurs, you'll know, you've got to go out there and you've got to get business. It's those folk that, are, they're free moral agents, and they go out and they do what they need to be doing, whether that involves traveling, cold canvassing, whatever they need to do, they do it. And the forces are with you, as you go out there and do what you need to do. You're a minimalist. You're carrying nothing. You're going out there and you're seeing what you can do, and that encompasses all the challenges and all the opportunities and all the pitfalls. You're going out there with a beginner's mind, and you're going to see what you can do, especially in terms of business. See what you can do, and now's the time. We can't wait until the lockdown's over, and when is the lockdown going to be over? This is the next 21 days we're serving, so it makes business really difficult at this time. Our past influences, we got the Chariot card, which tells us that we got our eyes set on the goal, and in the goals you can see the Wheel of Fortune above the chap's head, the young chap's head. So he's got his sights set on the goal, but he's not very grounded, because that Chariot is quite a to-do to handle. So he's got to keep everything in sync. He's got to keep the horses coordinated, and you can't have the one horse going here and the other one going there. So everything's got to work, in equal balance, in equal unity. But there's a sense of wanting to rush to get to where you want to go and to get to your goal quicker than what you need to be getting there. And this is, everything's to do with divine timing. So it doesn't matter how quick you think you can get there. If it's not divine timing, it's not going to happen, the way it ought to happen. It may happen, but you may lose the wheels off the cart, and the one horse may go in this direction and the other in the other direction. So, this requires perfect divine timing. That's past influences. And on the future, we've got the Devil card. It's a card of Capricorn. It speaks of, how can I say, vices. It speaks of bondages. It speaks of, perhaps this is to do with, you having to service your bond. This has got to do with you trying to upskill, especially if you're an entrepreneur, or those young people that are, doing degrees. They're trying to upskill themselves, but, having to upskill yourself requires dedication, and it requires a certain amount of effort that you'll take from your normal day. So you're socializing with friends, and you're going to, out partying. Not that you can do it now, but, it takes from that. So, it's either or. You can't have both. So this is telling you that there's got to be that, there's that bondage, here, and there's a sense of codependency. And for those people that are paying bonds, this comes, this is part of the bondage as well. For those people that are abuse drugs and alcohol, this is a part of, what's in here as well. And all these things are, have a role in our future, and can hamper our growth, and can hamper where we want to get to, especially on the career front. So it's a good idea to try and keep a level-headed mind, although it's it's more easier said than done. But at the end of the day, we've got to be strong, especially now, with the work being what it is, and the recession, etc., etc. We've got to try and keep a cool tool, as they'd say, and keep your a level head. In the course of action, again, this card's come up time and time again. It's the Knight of Coins. What we need to be doing, the course of action here, is to take a stance, be grounded, like this Knight of Coins. He's got a grounding energy. He goes about his lot, doing what he needs to do. Yes, he wants his investments in order. Yes, he wants his business to run, like a well-oiled machine. But things don't always run the way we expect them to, and especially not now. Now anything happens. We're faced with a lot of ifs. What if? And things are particularly difficult now. To keep things on track, it requires a lot of skill. It requires a lot of leadership. and a lot of discipline. So that's our course of action. We need to remain firm and sturdy and have our wits about us, have our faculties in order, and go about our business. And you not say, we'll attend to that after the lockdown, and that may be another 40 days. We'll let that client have that when we're able to get to the office and we're able to get our team together and do whatever we're able to do. That's not going to work, and that won't fly in business. That you need to understand. So, the advice here is to get on with it. Whether you have a virtual office and you're sitting where you're sitting, whether you have to, have a meeting around the table, a virtual meeting on one of these platforms, that's what you need to be doing. If you're an entrepreneur, perhaps you want to get your people around the table in their respective homes or wherever they be, and attend to business in that manner. Answer emails, pick up phone calls, phone your clients, sort of be there and show them that you are there for them. Even, times are difficult and there's a limited amount of things we can do, but, show that dedication because that'll stand you in good stead. And your environment and the people, we've got the Queen of Staffs. Now, the Queen of Staffs tells us that we are the master of our own destiny. What we think about, we bring about. If we're going to have that attitude like, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. If we've got a mindset that, I will, I do, and I can, then we're going to go about our business in a constructive manner. We're going to attend to what needs to be attended to, and we're going to do it, effectively and efficiently. So that's the mindset we need to be having right now, is the Queen of Staffs. Make sure that your thoughts are motivational, okay? I can and I will, because your thoughts become words, your words become actions, and it's a spin-off. That's what actually happens. It's a spin-off. It can spin off really bad, especially if your thoughts are negative. And your outcome, you see there's definitely a passion. We've got the Two of Vessels here, and we've got the 5-leaf rose, which talks of the 5 senses of man. If you have a look on the back here, this is the alchemical tarot deck, and that rose on the back is a symbol of perfection. It's the animundi. That's what they call it in the alchemical process. So that's world perfection. And here we got the unity of the masculine and feminine energies coming together, in our work situation, and having a love and a passion for what we do, and carrying out, going about our business, as if we were operating under normal circumstances. So, that's the message here. I'm going to clarify with the Mona Lisa deck. See what we get with the Mona Lisa deck. And we're going to look at the Cancer person. Thank you. I'm going to move this over so I can get the cards in, so you'll be able to see them better. Thank you. We've got clarity on the factors, the factors against our career. Now we need to look at the past influences. We've got the Chariot, and we've got our sight set on the goal. Okay. We've got our sight set on the goal there. And we're looking at the future card, which is the Devil. See the future, what we can pull for the Devil. Future influences. What can that tell us about addictions? About, our career. About what's hindering us, getting to where we need to be going to. Taking that part. Is that came out and flick back. That was easy enough. That's for our course of action. Let's look at the environment and the people that we're busy working with. Lovely. That came right out. And the outcome. Thank you. Just going to have a sip of something. Right. So the Cancer person, as I say, we need to work in unison. Otherwise, we're not going to be getting what we need to be done. And that that rings true. It doesn't matter whether you're an executive, whether you're a CEO of a company, the art of delegation, whatever the case may be. We need to get the teamwork effectively together, or we're not going to get to where we ought to be getting to. Especially for the Cancer souls, you need that. That's important. And we've paired that off with the Devil card, Devil in the Mona Lisa deck, which tells us that danger ignored is disaster invited. So let me just see if that's reflecting right. Sorry, danger ignored is disaster invited. So I think we can't ignore that. We've got to get the teamwork, the team together. You've got to, whether we're sitting in a silo office on our own and we're sitting around different parts of wherever we are, somewhere in the north, somewhere in the south, wherever we are, that could be anywhere. We need to work together, or we're going to come up with challenges, and in some instances we cannot rectify. Okay, they're going to be something that we can't fix. It's going to be a wrong that we can't fix. So pay attention to that. And then on the factors against the career, we pulled the Fool card, which I said that we're a free moral agent and we're going out there, and we need to be this person. We need to go out there and we need to see if we can what we can do in terms of our business, in terms of our corporate. If we're a white collar employee, see what we can do so we can pick up the business and act as a free moral agent in our surrounding, in the situation we're faced with now. And we're a minimalist. We don't need anything. We just need to pick up the phone, make the telephone calls to your clients, phone and find out, inquire whether you can do anything for them. If you're a key accounts manager, pick up the phone and speak to your, if you work in a corporate, speak to all the vendors and find out, if there's anything that can be done, if you can accommodate, the customer in any way. And that's also teamed up with, it's paired off with the Eight of Wands, which speaks of, because you're okay, because you've been given the all clear. There's some folk that are less fortunate than you, so they may be the very ones that are suffering. The low income earners, those ones that are working. They're working for a living. They're working to put food on the table, pretty much. Those people you need to take into consideration, and you need to account for them, because those are the ones that many times work the hardest in a company, and so you need to just reward them and find out if they're doing, and find out if there's anything you can do to make their life easier. Some of these people have got complications. Most of them don't have dongles or Wi-Fi at home, or whatever the case may be. Pick up the phone and find out if you can make their virtual office better, so that you can all work as a team, because you need that. You can't work otherwise. Right, the past influences, we drew the Chariot card, which tells us that we've got our sights firmly set on the goal, and we want to rush. We don't want to wait for divine timing. We want it, and we want it now. And so you need to pay attention. And we've pulled the Four of Chalices here, which speaks of be careful of those that sing while others are quiet. You get those people, those folk that will tell you that everything's fine, and that they're operating well, and that there's no problem, and that the project is going to be seen to, that you're going to get your project on a specific deadline. But you know what? Some of them they haven't got your back, and they join forces with each other, those that are on a lower level than you, and you don't find that rapport, you don't find that communication, you don't find that teamwork, you don't find that pulling together so that everything works like a well-oiled machine. In most instances it won't if you don't have that, the art of delegation. If you don't pick up the phone and find out if you can help them, sort of be there so that there's no excuses. When it comes to time to deliver, you get what you need. On the future side, we took the Capricorn's the Devil card from Capricorn. That's their card, and we've married it up with the Six of Pentacles. So we realize that these addictions, that we might have vices, we might be overeating, we may be over drinking at this time, and everything's wonderful, and we're not too concerned about anything much. But this tells us that we need to examine why gifts are given, why things are done in the manner they're done. Is it for charity? Is it for bribery? Is it for corruption? Why is it? Start examining why. Start looking around and start, looking at your team and looking at your, look at the people that you got working for you, the staff complement you got working for you, and make them work. See who does what best, and make those people champions, and delegate. It's the art of delegation. Give them that responsibility and that accountability. Let them walk the walk and talk the talk, so that they can start doing something for you, even if they're working from home, because this is no excuse actually. And on the course of action, we drew the Knight of Coins, which spoke of us being at our point of duty, keeping things stable, keeping the work afloat, attending to the customers, making sure that we do all that, and making sure that if it's investments we're looking after for them, make sure that you've got them in hand, and that you taking care of them the best, and give them feedback on this. And small gifts, huge futures. So by doing things like this, by doing the ABCs of business, we can reap the rewards. You just need to tailor, tweak it here and there, and make it work for you, because it can. If you're a good leader, it can. There's no reason why it can't. And now then, for our outcome, we pulled the Two of Vessels, which I spoke about. That rose of perfection. That job that we've got that we love, that we're in our comfy zone, or it's maybe an entrepreneurship that you've just taken on, and or we're loving what we're doing, and we just want to go out there and please. And now, because of the situation we faced in, we found that our hands are tied. Well, you know what? There's no excuse why you still can't be doing what you're doing from a satellite office. So get on with it and do what you need to be doing. There's no excuse. Get on with it, and make those people happy, and to be accountable and responsible. Walk the walk and talk the talk. We've got the Nine of Wands here as well, which tells us that we need to do what we love. So this is clarification in itself. It's, don't blame it on the coronavirus. Don't blame it on lockdown. No, you need to get out there and start putting your money where your mouth is. Start servicing these people, and start looking after your organization, and looking after the staff you have. So I'm going to pull clarifying cards for from the Psychic Tarot deck. See if we can get some double clarification. See if we can get a clarifying card for the past influences, with our Chariot. We've got our sights set on the goal. Oops, that went deep. Let's get a clarifying card for that, for the Chariot, and for the past influences. What are the influences? You're wanting to rush. You don't want to take, your trust in divine timing. You want to go out there on a limb and think that you know better, and you know, are trying to force the goals, which you can't do anyway. That's interesting. Sorry, I've lost this card somewhere. Excuse me, sorry. I don't know what's happened to that card. Let's get on with it. And put a card for the future. Sorry, for the people and the environment. And then we'll move on to the future. Yeah, it's the easiest thing in the book to say, you know what, because of the lockdown I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. But once it's over, I'll be doing this and that and that. That's too late. And also you need to save face, and you need to, you know, be on the right path with your customer. Or on the right path with your boss, or whoever that, you know, whatever's relevant to you. Right now, for let's start here. For Cancer, the person, we spoke about working in your Nissan. We spoke about dangers ignored as disaster invited, which you don't want to do. And we spoke about transformation. So by doing this and by taking care of your people, and by not ignoring the dangers, because you know what, the results aren't being achieved because you're just working from a satellite office. No excuse. Okay, there'll be transformation in what you do, and you'll see it'll pay off for you. On the factors against the career, we drew the full card. We said that, you know, we need to go out there and market ourselves and you know, work as free moral agents and get the business done, and also consider those that are in a less fortunate position than us. We pulled the solar plexus chakra card, and the solar plexus chakra card is yellow. It's just above the navel, and it takes care of the digestive systems, the muscles, the pancreas, and the likes. And you know, emotional life lives here in the solar plexus region. So if that's blocked, you know, we're going to pick up problems. We're going to have ego problems, personal power problems. We're going to have you know, not laughter. We're going to have power problems. We're going to have anger problems, and we're going to have the inability to achieve. So, you know, perhaps it's time, if that's out of sync, you need to meditate. Get a meditation and start working on the solar plexus chakra, so that you won't have those blocks. So, pardon me, you can operate efficiently and effectively. And then on the past influences, we spoke about having your goals in sight. We spoke about be careful of those folk that you least expect, or, you know, where you've asked them to deliver a project and they're all sitting together, or maybe they're at one house, or whatever the case may be, or, you know, they just don't come together. That's a problem. So you need to pick up the phone and make sure that your people are where they say they are, and give out an activity report where you say, I want this on this time, and coordinate things, and be the how can I say it, the leader in this matter. And, you know, by doing that, you'll get your spiritual strength that you need. There, it's showing you spiritual strength. I don't know if you can see the card. By doing that, you'll get spiritual strength, and you'll be able to go on. You'll be able to do, you know, what you need to be doing. Especially if you line up your solar plexus chakra, and you go out there and you start, you know, trying to do what you've been paid to do. Pardon me. And then we have the future, which I spoke about the addictions of the devil, the codependencies. I spoke about the codependencies and all. Yeah, we've got that, and then we couple that with, you know why gifts are given, why is it charity, you know, Are you being bribed? Are your staff being bribed? Know what's going on in your area of control. Know what's going on effectively, and by doing that, you'll be able to move on quite successfully. You know, there'll be no helter skelter. There'll be no nothing pending or hanging in the balance. The course of action, we spoke about, you know, being stable, being looking after your clients, being that stronghold in time, you know, when times are as they are now, when, you know, we've got nothing to rely upon, we can only offer what we have, and that's whether that's efficiency and effectiveness, then you need to be doing that. And also learn to exercise your vocal cords by using your throat chakra, because if your throat chakra is blocked, you're not going to get the message across. Now, this throat chakra takes care of communication, creativity, self-expression, judgment, the whole lot. It's located in your neck. You get the thymus gland and then the throat chakra. So that takes care of, you know, exercising your vocal cords and knowing when to speak and knowing when to start putting your actions in progress. Start delegating and, you know, have the art of delegation, because if there's blockages here to the throat chakra, there'll be a communication, creativity block. There'll be dishonesty, there'll be problems in communication. You know, when you're trying to communicate to your staff or communicate to your business or communicate to your customers or the shareholders, there's going to be a closing. You won't be able to do it. You know, the throat chakra will be closed. So pay attention to that. And as I say, you know, with the solar plexus chakra, throat chakra, same thing. Meditate and start, you know, making sure that your throat chakra is open and that you're able to deliver, you know, what you're meant to deliver. And on the environment and the people, I said, you know, we're the masters of our own destiny. And there was one we missed here. Know what you're fighting for. Okay? Before going into battle, know what you're fighting for. So, you know, that's relevant. Know what the consequences are. And by doing that, you'll be getting reward and recognition. It's just a few things. If you start working on just these few things, the fundamental things of business, you'll be in a better, you know, in a better stead, in a better place. And it starts today. It doesn't start, you know, when lockdown's finished. It starts today, because this is going to tell a lot of people a lot of things about a lot of businesses. This shutdown. It's going to tell a true story, you know, especially those that are paying good money for a service and the service is not being rendered. And the outcome, as I said, there's a love and a passion for what we're doing. We need to be doing what, you know, we set out to be doing, and what we've been employed to do, whether we're a businessman, a shareholder, an entrepreneur, a white-collar worker, a corporate manager, a managing director. We need to get on with it and do, you know, we need to be accountable for what we've been paid for, and that will bring patience. You know, by you getting all this together, you'll have that beginner's mind, the mind of the fool. You'll have a fresh outlook on a fresh handle on your affairs. So that's all I've got for you today, Cancer. Please like, share and subscribe, and let me know how this resonated with you, and I'll pick you up in the next video.